October 5th. It is a Monday. Thank you for being with us. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
Kate, how are you doing?
I'm good on this Monday.
You think it'll rain?
I think it will rain.
We have had some rain over for the last several days, and this is compliments of Hurricane Joaquin, who actually became a hurricane last week, Wednesday or so, Wednesday or Thursday. Well, no, it was Wednesday. He became a hurricane with 80-mile-an-hour winds then, and showed himself over the weekend.
He did show himself.
He did. But anyway, fair weather's coming sooner or later.
It will. It will. It will. It's cooled down some,
yes.
and it is.
Yes, it is.
And we've got a good week ahead at the fair.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh yeah, I've got.
I've got it.
You've got it. Okay. She has it.
I have it. The 67th Annual Regional Fair.
Can you believe that? 67 years.
I cannot.
And this book, the catalog that they have, this is an award-winning booklet. And fair organizations will have contests to see in all different areas. And this one category is the fair catalog. And this one constantly wins all the time.
It is absolutely amazing. I know you can't see what's in it. I'm just showing how big of a publication this is. It's 80 pages.
Yeah.
80 pages, and it's talking about, what you can expect at the fair, all the many activities going on for you and your family to enjoy, and it's just exciting. And you've got your big event tomorrow night on Tuesday evening.
Tuesday night. Once again, we'll have the spelling contest out
Now,
there.
how long have you been doing that?
I cannot remember when it started. Bill Bennett did this to me. Asked me to do it. Bill was one of the principals in the English department at Wayne Community College, and my good friend, well, he was then. Anyway, my good friend Bill Bennett enticed me into taking the directorship of the spelling contest at the fair, and it seems like it's been close to 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time. And for many, many years, I was the word caller, and I have retired that to just simply being the director of the event.
Being the director.
I'm standing off stage and helping the contestants as they get off the stage, because the stage is up off the ground. It's about 3 feet off the ground.
Sure.
30 inches, 36 inches up, and at times some of them are stressed. And when they exit the stage, they're not headed toward the steps, and I have to catch them or actually move them over to the steps. But and I of course am there to back up the judges and to back up the word caller. But it's tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and it's a major event at the fair. And if the room is absolutely packed when we get started. So it's fun. If you have a moment or two and you happen to be at the fair, just come on by. It's in the entertainment arena. And that's behind the office, the fair office, up near the Highway 117. So I'd love to see you out there.
That's great. Well, kudos to you for doing this. I mean, this is kindergarten through 12th.
It's 5th through 12th.
No, not kindergarten.
Yeah.
Not kindergarten.
Yeah.
5th through 12th grade. And they're from representative of all the schools?
All the public schools, home schools, private schools.
No,
We get a good mix of
well, it's a great
schools.
Opportunity for the students and for the parents to come out, but I would imagine that is probably one of the first or one of the few times in these young people's lives that they've had an opportunity to take that deep breath, get on a stage in front of a lot of people with a spotlight, with a microphone, under a lot of pressure. I mean, I get anxious sometimes typing in my office, but I have spell check to back me up. And nobody knows that I can't spell the word believe consistently.
Believe.
So,
it
is a wonderful opportunity for the students. And so thank you for what you've done for 20 years or so.
How about that? I don't remember when I started, frankly.
That is wild. And any of the other volunteers that have been a part of it, that's very neat.
Let me just say, speaking of volunteers, the judges are volunteers, the word callers are volunteers, and these folks come to us from the English department at Wayne Community College, and we could not have a spelling contest without these folks. The Wayne Community College just puts forth the greatest effort to make sure that this is done well and done right, and they are just tremendous people at what they do, and I appreciate them so much. Danny Rollins, the head of that department out there, just doing a great job for us. We appreciate it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Well, looky here. The farmers market still underway, and will go until November 25th, which is right around Thanksgiving.
That's right. And you can
Don't
go
forget
Wednesdays and Fridays starting at 8 a.m.
Exactly right.
Where do they go?
They go to the farmers market over here on
Herman
Herman
Park.
Park. Oh yeah, see, I got it. At Herman Park, which is on Herman Street, just outside Hermanville, which is in the state of Herman. All right. Okay. Today is October 5th. Today is Do Something Nice Day.
Ah, as it should be every
That
day.
should be.
What are you going to do nice today, boy?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to change somebody's tar. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll do something, though. I'll figure it out.
I'm sure you've already done many nice things this morning.
I'll do something nice day. It's also World Teachers Day.
Ah.
So there you go. And it's also Do Something Nice Day.
Again, World
Yeah.
Teacher Day. That's another one that should be every day. Thank a teacher.
Yeah, thank a teacher.
Thank a teacher.
Thank the world. Okay,
Nice.
be nice. Okay. All right. We go to our next segment, and we'll be right back.
Thanks for watching. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television, in the heart of Goldsboro, in the heart of Wayne County.
Driving along Royal Avenue, you see a large facility between Herman Street and William Street here in Goldsboro. And you see the sign out front that says Wages, Wayne Action Group for Economic Solvency. And you wonder what they do there. And you see a lot of people coming and going. Well, we're here today with Shirley Edwards, who's you're the chair of the board. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And with Marlee Ray, and Marlee, you're the director here.
That's correct.
How many years you've been director here?
I have been the executive director at Wages for 8 years, Wayne.
I cannot believe that. That's,
Can't believe it
it's
either.
just moving quickly, isn't it?
It is.
My goodness. Well, okay. Well, we're going to find out what Wages does. What is Wages? What do you do?
Well, Wayne, in 1964, President Johnson declared unconditional war on poverty. And as a part of that initiative, the Office of Economic Opportunity was developed and legislation was put in place for local communities to determine their needs. Mm-hmm. And at that time, in 1965, 50 years ago, Wages started as Wayne Action Group for Economic Solvency to address the issues of families, children, and seniors in poverty in our community. And we still have that mission today, to help people become self-sufficient, to gain independence, and to lead independent lives.
People have forever, since the beginning of time, people have been sometimes caught in a situation where they do end up in poverty. Mm-hmm. The poverty level keeps changing. It goes up, mm-hmm. or it's better one year and it's worse the next. But it just doesn't seem to go away. So
we know that Eastern North Carolina is a poor region within itself, and of course Wayne County is in the Eastern region, and we know that 50 years ago when Lyndon Johnson declared the war on poverty, that we had extreme poverties in parts of Eastern North Carolina, the Appalachian region, and small amount in the Piedmont region. But our focus was at that time, if you recall, Wayne, in Wayne County, there was Bootstraps and some others who addressed poverty and had to do some programs to try to eradicate poverty. But it was not comprehensive. It was a program. Mm-hmm. And so in the vision of a community action agency, which was a North Carolina state agency, their goal was to do comprehensive eradication of poverty.
It was quite an undertaking because 50, and by the way, congratulations on 50 years of serving the community. Quite an undertaking because the people at that time, I know you weren't here at that time, but the people here at that time had to figure out, how do you start? Where do you start with this? Eradicating poverty of all things.
And they started very simply by going into neighborhoods and asking and talking to people who were facing these barriers and trying to determine what those barriers were. And then we've continued that through the years, and also really focused on making sure we were part of the community. And that means not duplicating services. That means saying, this is something we do really well and we're going to continue to do it. For instance, Head Start and Early Head Start. We work with those programs, and they actually started in Wayne County in 1966.
Head Start and Early Head Start started here.
Started here. Head Start started
Head Start started here.
1966.
Now this is a national program, is it not?
Yes, it is.
So, but this was it that started here.
It's our organization in Wayne County, after that initiative started as early as 1966 with the first Head Start. At that time, Head Start was a summer program, and it has grown now to a year-round program. It now serves not just children who are age 3 to 5, but through the years we now have a program for Early Head Start, which is birth through 3 years old. And we have a program called Wayne County First Steps, which works with pregnant moms and newborns.
All right, now slow down. My head is spinning.
We start small and we grew and grew and grew.
I know.
But it gets back to what she talked about, that we went in communities, but we also did another piece which we continue to do today. We went to agency. We had community partners, which we still have. Back in the day, we didn't call community partners, but we affiliated with them. The school system was an early forerunner, and they, as I mentioned about Bootstrap, they were we went to the health department, we looked at the Department of Social Services, we looked at hard data, because if you just go by the things that we gathered, you have to combine that data. I believe they continue to do that at Chapel Hill, combine that data. So in the combination of that data, we had a clear and accurate and empirical picture of what was going on in Wayne County, countywide.
And you did that simply by going into the neighborhood and saying,
what it is,
what do you
your
need?
barriers?
And then going back to the agencies that were serving those people to validate them, because when you're using other people's dollars, the federal dollars, and why it's all of our dollars, because we're all taxpayers, never has been the objective of the Office of Economic Opportunity or Wayne Action, our program, is to not use federal dollars wisely. And so therefore, that was our objective from the beginning, that we would always be at the pulse of the people, and we continue to do that each year with our assessments. But we knew that the goal was to work with the existing agencies, and that's what she referred to, because of duplication of services, and that we would have a true grasp on the need.
you used Head Start and Early Head Start as an example. There may be a bit of confusion about that, in that people, just the general public, may feel that this all started in Washington, D.C., Head Start and such, and then expanded from there out to the states. But that's not exactly what happened, is it? It started here and then went to D.C. and then became part of the national program. So what does wages, is this a tail wagging the dog? Is that what people are thinking?
It's truly not the tail wagging the dog, but it's in essence it is true, because the Lyndon Johnson signed into law the war on poverty. That legislation was the catalyst for everything starting. So it did start in Washington, but his goal was that the United States of America was a nation with extreme poverty. Extreme wealth, but extreme poverty. And so it had to be in the communities. And so they gave states in the ability to develop their own initiatives.
There you go. Okay.
And that's why, Wayne, even today, each and every community action agency, and there are 36 across the state of North Carolina, all look different. Because each community is different.
Exactly.
Each community has different needs. At Wages, which we serve in Wayne County, except for our weatherization program that branches out to other counties, we have focused on the very youngest to the very oldest, but we focused in a certain type of program that has built self-sufficiency or helped people gain independence or live a quality life with good health. And all of those programs that we do align to that.
You know, what you said just kind of hit the nail on the head, I think, is that Washington saw the need, created the program, and then gave the states control, because, as you mentioned, every community is a little different. You have to go into the community and see what the needs are specific to that community, and then design the program to fit the needs of the community.
And I believe that's why community action agencies and programs that meet the needs of the community has been successful. Yes, we've had our detractors, but they have been successful. We have the data, we have the proof of it, the citizens who they've served, and 50 years, I believe, is an example of that.
Yes, indeed, to go for 50 years.
And we mentioned the young children with First Steps and Head Start and Early Head Start, but we serve seniors. We have a very strong program for seniors with our foster grandparent senior companion program. Years past, through the years, we had the RSVP program. So we've changed and evolved as needed, but we still currently have the foster grandparent senior companion program.
What are some of the misconceptions about Head Start? What do people just don't realize or think about?
Well, often I think that what the misconception of wages is that it's one program. And wages is many programs. It's wages Head Start, wages Early Head Start, wages foster grandparents, wages senior companions, wages Meals on Wheels.
Wages self-sufficient.
Wages self-sufficient.
Wages
There are actually 10 different programs that are administered under the agency with wages being the umbrella for each. And what we want people to know and to understand is the depth and breadth of the programming that does take place here, so that we do get people referring their friends, referring their neighbors, saying, have you thought about this as a resource for you? Again, we do a self-sufficiency program that really helps people set goals, what they need to do to be able to move out of poverty, be it education, be it job training, be it job placement. That might be what we work with.
And who would use that particular program, the self-sufficiency? Who is that favor?
The hardcore unemployed, the single mother that is struggling, the divorced mother, the widowed mother, could be a young man who has head of a family, but cannot get a good job. All of those people can. It's a program for anyone who can go back into the workforce.
And what is it? Tell me about the program, the self-sufficiency. What does it do?
One of the things that we do there is we assign case managers to our clients that come in and are accepted in the program, and they sit down and one-on-one, again, based on that person's needs, develop an action plan. What is it that Wayne Alley needs in order to become self-sufficient? And for some
I ask myself that every day. I do.
And for some families, that is education or re-job. Maybe someone has lost their job, had a job and lost their job, and they need additional skill training. So we help set that goal. Then we help them break down the steps. Something as simple as being there with you as I say, I need to go back to Wayne Community College and take this certification course. Well, have you registered? Have you thought about the tuition? Let's talk about how we're going to help you pay for books. The little baby steps that can be so overwhelming when life happens and you have multiple other things going on.
At times when people do experience hardship, they lose a job, they lose a spouse, a death in the family or whatever, and the bills are rising, bills are going up, and you don't know what to do, you don't know what step to take. The first step is often the hardest. And
the thing that I think is so unique about our CSBG program is that it is not like an employment security where you help someone find a job. We look at all the needs of the person. It is a holistic program, because if the person has children, we look at the fact that there has to be some child care. If they're in an unstable home environment, we look at stabilizing that home environment. Then we help them with the job training, we help them with the education, the transportation, then the other social supports network that is in there. And that social support network can mean the difference between a person being able to stay on course with those case managers. They provide that network.
we have Head Start, Early Head Start, the self-sufficiency program. Tell me about the grandparent program.
Okay.
I love that.
We have two.
Being a grandparent.
Yeah, I know. We have two senior programs from the Corporation for National Service: foster grandparents and senior companions. Foster grandparents are seniors, and Wayne, they have to be 55 years or older.
Just a child.
Just a child.
I'm telling you.
But they are considered volunteers in that they are not paid employees, but they do receive a small stipend. The foster grandparents go into either Head Start centers, public schools, private schools, and work with children with disabilities as a role model, a mentor, a tutor, a guide, a friend. And build that relationship with that child and nurture that child so that they feel like that long lost connection, intergenerational connection can really be strong. The Senior Companion Program, same group of volunteers, 55 years or older, and they are assigned to work in homes with other seniors. And they could be seniors. We have a very strong collaboration with the Alzheimer's Association of Wayne County. So we might place someone in a home where there's the spouse has Alzheimer's, dementia, or just it might be physically impaired, might need a companion. And they go in and they work with them, visit with them. Sometimes it's just lifting your spirits. And we've got story after story after story of people who say, my spouse had a stroke and he was depressed and didn't want to get up and struggled with that.
I've heard that story quite often. I hear a lot of that.
And having somebody come in and sort of be that cheerleader and say, come on. And we have a situation now where we have a gentleman who goes twice a week to the senior center. So there's a great collaboration with us. And he was at a point where he really didn't want to do any of that. So baby steps sometimes are the biggest steps.
Yes.
And yet, everything that we do, there's two sides to it. Because our volunteers, which is our seniors, they receive a lot. And it is not just the heart receiving, but we recognize that they too have needs. And, we look at the part that we give them the stipend, but there are other things that we do for them. Some years back, we had a program we had with prescriptions. Some of them had large prescriptions, and our program helped them with that. Over the years, we've helped them with medical examinations.
Physicals, transportation, gas mileage.
We have events for them, Thanksgiving, Christmas. They take courses at the Wayne Community College. So it is a give and a take. All of Wages programs has that emphasis, that if we're providing something, and if you're a volunteer, but yet you get your reward back, it is like the reciprocal reward system that we try to do, because we believe that if you can't take from a person always, and we all love to volunteer. I'm a super volunteer, but sometimes I do feel exhausted, and I think to myself, what is my reward? So it's when you give back to the volunteer. Or not just once a year, the yearly volunteer recognition, but all during the years. I believe we have some of the happiest senior companion volunteers and the most active and happiest, lovable that you will find in anywhere. I mean, to see them in a group, they bubble.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's because I believe they're in a program where they know that we care about them. We don't just care about what they're doing for the agency, but about themselves.
And I'm sure that there's training involved. You're not just going to send somebody out.
No, In fact, it goes back to community collaboration. Each summer, our foster grandparents go to Wayne Community College and take classes, be it in computer technology or classroom management or building relationships with young children. I mean, they do all different kinds of activities and spend the summer. You ought to see a whole van of folks with their little blue coats and their red coats getting out and walking across the campus.
I can imagine that wild bunch. I guess.
They have
And
a
they're
great
so relevant to things that they do, like this summer, or Wayne, an aspect of our Head Start, we have something called class. And we trained our seniors to meet those guidelines because they work with those children. So what they take in the summer at Wayne Community is not just flower arranging, basket weaving, but courses that are essential to their roles, and it gives them a sense of value and importance because they know that I'm going to use this in the fall with my children. And so it's such an excellent concept. And as I say, we have some happy volunteers.
All right.
Okay, and then we work with another group. Let's talk about those seniors.
Who are those?
Those seniors that we talked about with foster grandparents and senior companions, they're volunteering and they're out every day and they're in the community. But as you know, we have lots of people in our community who are homebound. And our Meals on Wheels program, our nutrition program, addresses those needs.
I was just going to ask you about that.
Well, we have our nutrition program actually has two components. One is a congregate meal site, and we have two of those, one at the Mount Olive Senior Center and one at the Peggy Seeger Senior Center. And every day, Wages provides lunch for the members in that congregate site. It's 60 years old or older for that particular group. We encourage people to stay in the congregate meal program as much as possible because it does get them out and involved, and they can then take advantage of the other things available at those senior centers.
I have seen the gang at the senior center, and boy, it fills that room up, and it's a big room, and those people have a ball in there.
They do.
They do.
And it's a wonderful meal. Then we also have those people who are homebound and cannot get out.
Right.
And so those people get the home delivered meals, Meals on Wheels. And as we like to say, it's a meal and much more because it is definitely the nutrition of the meal, but it is also someone who checks on you every day, who greets you, makes your day brighter and happier. And if by some chance you aren't there or there's a problem, then they come back and follow up with us, and we follow up until we make sure that every one of our seniors are well and in place. An example of that is just last month, within a week, we had two different situations where a person had fallen.
Oh my.
And one actually did need to be transported to the hospital, but our volunteers were there, heard the person on the floor, called, got help. And the other one was an elderly lady. She had just slipped but couldn't get up, and she had been sitting there, and she said, "I'm fine, I'm sitting on the floor, but I knew somebody was coming soon, and I was just going to wait till they got here."
There you go.
And they got her up and back in her chair, and she was fine. But it's that constant contact, that knowing. We get letters not just from our seniors, but from their children, their grown children who might live in Florida or even just in Raleigh, who say, "I can't be there every day." And it's really nice to know somebody is there to check on my mom, my dad, my family.
And we serve our seniors and others in the county, throughout the county, in another way with our weatherization program. That is an excellent program, which, as she mentioned, we also cover another county. But in that program, and you know that many old people are on fixed incomes, and some others of us are on fixed incomes. And so
Yes.
fixed incomes often don't allow you to take care of those repair needs and other kinds of things.
That's true.
And if the refrigerator gets old and you can't get another one and it doesn't cool well, then you don't have a way. And if there's a leak in the roof or you need more insulation and that kind of thing, then our weatherization program does that. I mean, when we started putting those new refrigerators in people's houses and that, I mean, the people just went wild. The letters just,
Oh, I'm sure.
they were just
Yeah,
so excited.
You know, sadly, the average family in poverty spends almost 15% of their income on energy. The average middle class family spends between 3 to 4% of total income on energy.
Goes back to what I said about the home needing repairing,
Yes.
the conditions.
Yes.
Or that refrigerator that is so old that it's just eating up the energy.
So they have to make a choice between buying food, going to the doctor, and fix that hole in the wall.
Right.
They have to make that choice.
And so what our weatherization program does is go in and do an energy audit, an assessment that using a blower door, which is reverse pressure, real building science, and they go in and determine what are the measures that we can do that can reduce the energy burden. And it can be anything from insulation to wrapping ductworks, wrapping hot water heaters, putting in bath fans, carbon monoxide. We do a lot with safety, carbon monoxide detectors, things like that, maybe a programmable thermostat so it's more accurate, a refrigerator, as Ms. Edwards mentioned, that's energy efficient. All of those things help to reduce the energy burden on a family, and that's a tremendous benefit.
It is.
We've only touched on a few of the programs that you have, and I know that you will continue to go where the needs are and provide the needs that are needed.
The greatest needs.
The greatest needs, exactly. I want to congratulate you on 50 years of serving Wayne County and the community. How long have you been on the board? Okay, should I not ask that question? I won't ask that.
She's been on the board 22 years.
Oh, you started as a child.
I was just a child.
Obviously you were.
They saw me out there in the community and they said, I believe that's a child who loved community work.
And one of the things that's really nice about wages is we're able to hold on to our history and our people who have had this long-term commitment. We also have the ability to bring in new people, people who are new to our community and want to see how to help. 1/3 of our board comes from private groups, 1/3 are public officials, and 1/3 are representatives of the poor that we serve.
On the board.
On the
They're
board.
On the board.
On the board.
Wonderful.
And-
Lawyers, Wayne Community, the health department, social services.
I know a lot of these
All
people.
the school
Yeah.
system, you know,
Yeah.
it's
And then-
it's
and
made
then-
up of the community,
Yeah.
county commissioners.
Okay. Head Start parents, people who have received services here at Wages, so they can say, wait a minute, let's think about this. And then again, it goes back to what Shirley was saying, keeping community partners there so that we are always being mindful of how we work together, what we do to collaborate, to make our community better for the next 50 years.
So if someone wants to know more, or perhaps even someone wants to volunteer in an area to do whatever they feel like they need to do to help, how would they get started doing that?
Just contact the agency, because there's an aspect of our board governance is that we have what is called policy councils, and for the seniors, for the children, and these policy councils are made up of others from the community. So that gives at every level community involvement and advisement and governance with this agency, which is unique. Our government process is very different from most agencies that you see that are nonprofit agencies in the community. It has those tiers that are built in, and anyone that wants to be a part of our agency that is out there in our listening community, we want you to contact the executive director, and we can assure you that we will find a volunteer role for you. We need additional volunteers in every aspect, whether it's delivering meals, whether it's with our policy councils, with the aging, whether it's with the additional parent involvement with our children, be it the Hispanic community, the Haitian, the African American, the Caucasian community, at all levels, elected officials, all age and all groups. We have programs that we involve high school students in.
Wow. And this,
And our telephone number, Wayne, if anybody is interested.
what is that number?
That number is 919
Yes, ma'am.
734 1178.
operators are standing by.
And our wonderful receptionist, Margaret or Bob, would be glad to talk to you and direct you to a particular program or direct you to a volunteer service.
Well, I know you get phone calls because at one time in a previous life I had a phone number that was very close to that, and my phone rang day and night. It was a wrong number, but it rang day and night. People need wages. They need it. They need to use wages, and if they don't know about wages, 919-734-1178.
Thank you, that's correct.
Right?
We want them to need us, because the day that people don't need us, the day we won't exist.
Yeah.
And we believe that we provide a comprehensive need for the citizens of Wayne County, and that is our mission and the goal that we will always have. If we're around for the next 50 years, we will be doing the same. We hope to do more and better.
Well, happy anniversary, 50 years.
50 years.
50 years. And how is that? That means Brian Sutton is getting up in years, doesn't it?
Brian Sutton was here for 42 years as
My
executive director, and we are pleased and proud of the work and the legacy that he left in place. It has allowed us to continue to move forward and look forward to the next 50 years.
Well, Wages is rather unique, and we're very proud of our Wages operation here in Wayne County. It's a wonderful facility, and I thank you very much. Shirley Edwards, chairman of the board chair of the Wages Board, and Director Marlee Ray, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, Wayne.
Your source for what's happening in your community is Wayne Goldsboro Television.
Okay, the USTA championships.
Yes. What is USTA?
How do you spell
know?
that? I have no idea.
Do you know what it is?
Justista. I used to do that.
You used to do that?
I used to.
Tennis. Tell us about it. What's going on with it?
Well, there'll be somebody over there, and there'll be somebody over there, and then the ball will be going back and forth. That's about it.
When is that? Tell me
That
when
is coming up on October 8th through October 11th.
Okay, that is coming up. You will see, if you haven't already, and I'm sure many of you have, they're the stakes in the ground that are round. They are shaped like tennis balls, and it's, I don't know what it says. It's something to the effect of "Welcome USTA." They're all over our community.
Oh.
Travel and tourism helps to push these out. We talk about our friend Betsy Roseman a lot, and the committee that works to put out these bids. And USTA is coming back to Wayne County, and we're talking about 500 people from outside of our community coming in, playing tennis, staying in the hotels, eating in the restaurants, shopping in the shops.
And
it is a beautiful
The last time they were here, what was that? Was that last year? Or
Yeah, last year.
It was an amazing event.
Yeah.
This is big time. This is
It's big time.
It is big time.
So Wayne County, we've got the handful of tennis courts available in our community that I think we take for granted. Probably like too many other things in our community. Not
Yeah.
every community has the quality and the amount. And the thing is, I don't play tennis, but there's certain regulations. So even though other communities have tennis courts, if they don't fall in line with what the USTA needs, then they're not going to go to those communities. And same with the pool. I mean, we've got an Olympic rated length pool.
Size.
I don't know anything. Right now I'm not. I need a do-over.
Well,
but at the Goldsboro Family YMCA, it's Olympic
Look who you're sitting next to.
length, grade,
Size.
rate, size, you name it.
Yeah.
The Goldsboro Family YMCA
Okay.
hosts scads of competitions throughout the year. It's right here in our community.
And,
Not every community, look around us, has that. So we're very blessed. We're very blessed.
That indeed we are. And these competitions at the Family Y, people come from all over the southeast.
It's wild.
It's not just Wayne County. They come from all over the place.
All over.
That's exactly
All
right.
over.
Anyway, the tennis thing, and you're right about the tennis courts. We have some fantastic and competitive where competitions held here in Wayne County. And if you're not a tennis buff, who would have known?
Right.
I mean, but the USTA,
They said, we like you. We're coming back.
yeah,
We're coming back.
U.S. Tennis Association. You think?
And the very good thing, and I will brag about this community, is the feedback and the reviews from these individuals that have come from all over the state
Yeah.
have said everybody was so nice. All the businesses were so nice. Everywhere we went, everyone was so nice. So this just
Yeah.
in, folks, y'all are nice. National Do Something Nice Day, is that what you said
Yeah,
earlier?
do something nice today.
In Wayne County, we're nice every
We are
day.
nice. Yeah, see? Yeah, we're nice. Yeah, see? Okay, Taste of Wayne County, oh boy.
Oh boy,
That's
this
coming up
weekend.
this Saturday, yeah. Okay, this Saturday, downtown Goldsboro, in the block in front of, right in front of City Hall.
Yep. 25th annual.
Unreal.
Well, apparently people in Wayne County don't have commitment issues. You've been doing your thing for 20 years
Yeah.
with this Bell and Me. They've been doing this for 25 years.
Yeah.
The fair's in their 67th annual.
Yes.
So I say that obviously jokingly. We have a lot to be proud of.
We've got the Chili
Continuity.
Challenge coming up. That's been going on for a
Yes.
number of years. That's on October
Yes.
24th. We've got other stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going
A
on.
lot of stuff going on,
Yeah.
including a blood drive. The next blood drive will be tomorrow for city employees at 901 East Ash Street, 901 East Ash, and it begins at 10 o'clock. And then the very next day, there will be a blood drive at SPX Transformer in the Marmac area, across from McDonald's and all that in there, next to the fairgrounds. SPX Transformer having a blood drive that begins at 12:30. The one after that will be Friday. In fact, there's two on Friday, and both are at Wayne Memorial Hospital, two blood drives. One at 7:30 and another at noon. Two blood drives at Wayne Memorial Hospital, so you have your chance to, if you can't go at 7:30 in the morning, which goes until noon, then it starts up again, I presume in the same location, at noon. It goes till 4:30 p.m. That's a long blood drive. Berkeley
great.
Mall on Saturday will have a blood
Great.
drive at 11 o'clock, and then there's more later in the month we'll tell you about. We're out of time.
How?
It just
We
goes.
We just sat here.
It just
Okay.
goes. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we'll do this again tomorrow. We'll be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Stay tuned. This show repeats at noon and again at 5:30. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television, and until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.